Happy New Year, everyone, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your year is far superior to the one we've just finished. So it's now 2023 in the West and 2566 here in Thailand. I want to thank you all for coming to the channel. I'm constantly amazed that people are still watching my videos and actually come back for more. It's exactly 2 years to the day that I began this YouTube channel, and the current number of video views is over 940,000. To me, an unimaginably large number. I began the channel because I was bored during COVID and had too much free time. I also hope to try to change the world in the minutest way by promoting logic, humanism, and the scientific method. I don't pretend to have all the answers, either to life or Sudoku, but I hope that together humanity can move forward over time, although I know it's not a straight line graph. The Sudoku in today's video was sent in by channel viewer and great supporter Julian a few days ago, and I've been holding on to it for this New Year's Day special. We've played a couple of his games before and been mightily impressed, so a big thank you and Happy New Year to Julian. He and several other commenters have really pushed me along on this channel over the last couple of years. Before I get to the Sudoku, I want to give a tiny tribute to someone you've likely never heard of. I was incensed at the recent Taliban decision to ban women from universities in Afghanistan, and so I've written a short piece for you. I hope you'll listen to it. It was the year 1941. In Britain, women were now working in factories as men were off fighting the Germans in World War II. American women only undertook around 10% of professional occupations at that time, and even today women only make up 36% of professors in US academic institutions. The United States was unsure about joining the war, but the attack on Pearl Harbor was to seal its fate, and the objectors and US Nazi supporters were given a back seat after a direct attack on American soil. The US needed to utilize its resources coherently. In Southeast Asia, it could see how Japan was gaining traction in places like Burma, whose invasion had begun a week after the Pearl Harbor attack. Siam, later known as Thailand, a neighbouring country, which to date had boasted of never being conquered by a colonial power, was under immense pressure from the Japanese to either succumb or be a tacit supporter. It couldn't really withstand the pressure, despite being offered some support from Winston Churchill. Because of its history of independence, Thailand was considered a possible future ally of the West in American thinking. But to date, there'd been no proper study of the Thai language by American scholars. And if the US was to gain some hegemony or any influence, it would be necessary for the Thai language to be taught to soldiers and diplomats and others that mattered. They needed to find an accomplished linguist for the Army's specialized training program at the University of California at Berkeley. And unusually for the time, they turned to a woman, Mary Haas. To conjure up Mary Haas in your mind, picture the Hollywood version of a 1940s schoolmarm with stern-looking, horn-rimmed glasses and stiffly coiffured hair. Her early work had been on the languages of Wakashan and Nitinak and other languages of the Native Americans. She was the last chronicler of the Natchez language in Oklahoma before it became a dead language. She set to on dissecting and categorizing the Thai language, pleased to have been offered the task, and a couple of years later was to become assistant professor at Berkeley, and later still the chair of the Department of Linguistics there, on her way up the academic ladder to subsequently become president of the Linguistic Society of America. She produced some of the longest-lasting instructional material on the Thai language. Her pedagogical approach was to make sure that students learned to speak before learning to write. Thai is a tonal language, and for Westerners learning it, this is probably one of the most difficult aspects to come to terms with. There are 5 tones, and here are some words given by Mary to illustrate. High tone, nop, that means bird. Mid tone, bin, that means fly. Low tone, sib, that means 10. Rising tone, ma, that means dog. And falling tone, gao, that means 9. She categorized the language's glottal stops and voiced, unaspirated bilabial stops, etc., in a fully scientific manner, and arrived at her own system to put the language into a form of English that could be read and understood by learners familiar with the alphabet used by English speakers. It needed a few extensions, however. The English alphabet uses 26 letters, 5 of which are vowels. Thai, on the other hand, has 28 vowels, along with 44 consonants. So Mary would have to embellish the alphabet and use a few combinations to represent certain phonemes. Fast forward to 1987, and yours truly, yes, this channel and narrator, had just finished travelling around the world and decided, to the disbelief of friends and family, to relocate permanently to Thailand. As luck would have it, Linguaphone had just released their first ever cassette-based course on speaking Thai. If you're too young to know what cassette is, you can Google it. I didn't know then, but much of their system of transcription was based on the work of Mary Haas. After I'd got to grips with speaking, I wanted to learn to read the language as I thought it might be helpful in living in Thailand. It's not a character-based system like Mandarin or Japanese, so that at least was good news to me. As we've seen from Sudoku, my memory is poor. But its idiosyncrasies include things like positioning the vowels sometimes above a consonant, below a consonant, or even surrounding a consonant, just for starters. And then there's the fact that there are no spaces between the words, so deciding where one word ends and the next word begins can be an adventure for the beginner. I needed a book to learn. Foyles in London. I don't know if that shop is still there, but I hope so. It was such a great shop. They had only one option, Thai Reader by Mary Haas. She had the perfect teaching method. She wrote the words separately in Thai along with their English transcription using her own system and then combined them. Now, I still have the book. It was written in 1954. Now I'm going to read it. The first thing I ever read was เรื่องกากาเป็นนกชนิดหนึ่งเราคนไทยเรียกมันว่ากาเพราะว่ามันร้องกากา So the full sentence translation is not given, but I'll tell you what that means. The crow, or ga in Thai, is a type of bird. And we Thais call it ga because it calls ga ga, and of course meaning the onomatopoeic sound of it. Because the book was written in the 40s and 50s, it conjured up a quiet, simple lifestyle of the Thai people that even in the late 80s was mostly gone, certainly in the big cities. It spoke of cycling and eating vegetables for breakfast and luck and laughter. The stories were thoroughly charming and just made me eager to learn even more about the country that was to become home for me for the next 35 years. Mary died in 1996, aged 86. She had worked with over 100 doctoral students, an extremely high number, and had earned tremendous respect from the entire academic community. When women are given an equal chance, their skills are proved equal. Dogmatic and extreme religious types who still believe a woman's place is in the home will deprive humanity of vast amounts of learning and knowledge. Then again, I guess that's what they want. So thank you for your service, Ajahn Mary, and Ajahn is the Thai word for professor. Okay, let's get to the Sudoku. And so, as I mentioned, this puzzle was sent in by Julian. And actually, he's just sent in another New Year's puzzle. But I actually have been holding this one for a long time, and so I'm going to play this game here. We are several in hand from Julian, actually. He has sent us several puzzles, and I will get to all of them, I promise. They look like fun. This one he describes as the Maltese cross. And yeah, I think you can see that shape. You see the triangles demonstrated clearly. So it looks like a really nice design. And hopefully it'll be a fun puzzle. Now, as he said, I believe that it's a tougher game. So this one might need me to fill in with pencil marks. I can't promise to play a notation-free game, but I shall see what I can do anyway. So let's get on with the game, shall we? Hopefully you know the rules of Sudoku already. So let's start with a 6 up here, like so. I can also see 2s blocking down here. They are jumping up at me, and so I'll have to put those in quickly. Try to get to grips with this puzzle. Shall we walk through it and see what's going to happen? So I see the 1s in those squares. That's interesting. So we're going to have 1s somewhere down there. Oops. Puzzle's jumping again. What else is going on here? Ah, looks like there are no 3s. Oh, it's going to be one of those. Okay, no 3s, I guess. I didn't notice anyway. I think there's no 3s. So it's a 3-less puzzle. Anyway, let's get a 4 in there while we can. Just looking for anything fairly simple to get me started here before we no doubt get onto our logic later. So the 6 blocks across here and the 6 down here is going to give me a 6 in that square, and then we can say, I believe, 6 is across and up and down. Oh, excuse me. I have 6s down here, here, and across. Is this the final 6? Oh, indeed it was. How about that? So we've got a nice start there. Oh, and I can see the 7 now immediately across here. 7 down there, so let's place our 7 quickly there. Also, that's going to put 7s over there. Did I have something else? Oh no, I had the 1s on this side, didn't I? So 7s somewhere up there. Looks like there's a solitary 8. Nines across, yep, up here and down there. Excuse me, the 9 blocking down across here and down here puts 9 into one of these 2 squares, blocking, oops, excuse me, up here. I don't know what's going on with the mouse, but you can see all of these squares are blocked from down here, either this square and this square or this square. And then the 9 across here, that's going to give me a 9 in this square here. 9 across this row and these 2 rows, I should say, and up here. And I think that's going to give us the final 9, isn't it? Is this the last one? No. Ah, there's still one more over here. See, good job I checked, because otherwise people will be saying, hey, you've got one left to go. Well, now I don't. There's definitely a 5 available up here. 5 blocking across. So we can get a 5 there. And I'm just following those 5s along because we're going to have 5s. We've got 5 blocking across here and down here, right? So, oh, mousing's gone weird. So 5 in those squares, blocking across here, and the 5 blocking across here, and the 5 down here. So that's got to put a 5 into that square. 5 down, down, and across here will be a 5. That means 5s are like so, I guess. Okay, the 2 blocking across here means that 2 is in one of those squares. Well, let's bring it back, and so that's going to put 2 into that square. We've got 2 up here and across here, so that will give us a 2 there. I don't think I can finish them off though, because we will be left with 2, 2 and 2, and that's one of those Sudoku shapes that is not solvable without any further information. Oh, but I see something though. Look, the 1s are across here. So in fact that's a pair of 1 and 2, and guess what? We've got a 1 blocking, so that's the 1 and that's the 2 then. Oh, that's good, because now we have 2 down here and 2 across here, so here is our 2. In fact, 2's like so. Final 2. Good. So what are we left with in these squares here? 3 and 8. 3 is the number we haven't got, right? We haven't got any 3's yet. Ah, but look, there's just 1 empty square along here. Perfect. Let's get our 3. Oh, that looks like might mean something, because it blocks up here. That's going to give us 3's in those squares. Does it mean anything? No 3 here. So missing from these 3 squares is 3. I can't see it. 3, 4 and 8, but no, it doesn't really help at the moment, does it? Okay. Right, let's I think I'm gonna click and re-examine where things go now. So we've got 1s here, we've got 1s like this, and we've got 1s down here. Still there. Almost made a mistake. Oh, I clicked in the 6. That's clicked that square by accident. Excuse me. Okay. 2's are done. 3. Oh, there's still only 3, except that we know 3 is in one of those squares. How about down here? 3 possibilities. 2, 3, 5. We got 5's across there. 6 is already in. 6. Okay. All right. Let's move along. Move along there. What do we know about 4's? Okay, so 4 blocks this square here, so is in one of these 3 squares here. So that means the 4 is in one of those squares. I'm getting a message on my computer to say tomorrow is a holiday. Thank you for telling me. Anything else we know about the 4's? Well, they're in possibly those squares in this column. Don't know if that matters. We've got 1's down here. What else do we need? We've got 7's up here. 1's down here. 7's up there. No. 4 as shown, and the other number is 8, which we don't know much about yet. The 8's could be trickier than the 3's even. Right, what am I doing? Okay, how about the 5's? Can we do anything else? No, we can't. 6 is done. 7 then. Well, as just said, 7's appear up there. Okay, 7 blocks here, right? That means that 7 is... Okay, so the 7 blocking up here means that 7 is either in the top row in this chute or the bottom row in this chute. We agree? And so over here, the 7's can only appear in the middle row. Now, we've got 7 blocking up here, but 7 is also missing from one of these squares, so that blocks that square. So the 7 is, in fact, in that square there. Right, in that column now, we've got the 4 blocking across here and the 4 blocking across here. So here is the 4, and the 1 blocks that square. So this would be the 1 and the last number up here. It's got to be that 8, isn't it? That 8's not doing anybody any favors, but now it might. 8 across here, that puts 8 into one of those squares, so blocking back here, this has to be the 8. Okay, we have our 1 blocking down here and 1 across here. So, oh, screen's jumping. I apologize. The 1 is definitely in either this square or this square. So that blocks that square there, right? And then we've got the 1 blocking down here. So here is, in fact, our 1. And now the 8's come into play because we've got 8 blocking down here and down here. So that will give me an 8 here. And now I can see there are 5. There is a 5 blocking across there, I should say. And 5 will go there. 3 will be here. And 3 must be in this square now. Right, to finish the row. And 3 will be down here. And this will be our 8. 8 blocks up here. So 8 in this square here. 8 blocking up here. And 8 across here. So here is our 8. And the 7 blocking up here puts a 7 into that square there. 3 goes here. 3 across here, that's our 3. Or you could just look along here and say that's the missing number. Oh, there's 1 empty square here. That's also a 3, isn't it? Yeah. So then 3 across here and up and down here gives us a 3 in that square. A 1 number missing down here. What are you? What are you? You are 8. Okay, the 8 blocks up here and across here. So 8 has turned out to be an ally after all, where it was trying to do nasty things to us earlier on. Right, not much more to go now. I think we are making good progress here. Let's see what else is left. That's 3, 4. Oh, okay. So the 3 blocks up here, so that's the location of 3. 4 goes here. Okay. No, can't quite finish the 4s yet. So the missing numbers from these 2 squares are, in fact, 1 and 5. So we've got 5 blocking across here. So here's the 5 and there's the 1. 1 blocking across here and 1 blocking down here. Here's the 1. 7 blocks up here. So here's the 7. This will be a 4. 4 blocks across here. Here's the 4. The last number to place here is a 7. The 7 blocks up here, so that's a 7. The last number to place here is a 4, I think. Okay, 4 blocks all the way down here. So once again, a big, huge thank you to Julian for supplying these Sudoku puzzles for us. I've really enjoyed playing this game and all the games that you're sending us. And also the comments that you make, which are really helpful. And from everybody, comments from Georges, whether you're attacking me or in a nice way or not, and from Sharmili and from everybody, John Nash and just everybody that's commenting. So thank you everybody for supporting the channel. And as I said, Happy New Year 2023 or 2566 if you're based here in Thailand. There will be some other Sudoku games today, but Happy New Year and bye-bye. One will finish off this Maltese cross version from Julian. Thank you. Bye-bye.